Hey guys, it's me. I'm coming on. I just want to share a beautiful New Year's Eve memento to all of you. I hope that we all step into 2025, which is going to be a spectacular new year where a lot is going to be divulged, a lot of lies will be revealed, at least in my belief. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm a higher self channeler. Today, if you clicked on the video, we're going to be talking about the negative thought forms, the sin, and the bad thoughts that hold us back in our lives. So if you're looking for a different way to connect with the higher self, this is the preliminary steps and work that one might need to do, because until one certain situation is dealt with, I think it may be hard for you guys to connect and the doubt and lack that live in our lives. Okay, so the reason why I say that this is the main thing that all of us face, and it doesn't matter at what level we face it at, it's always going to have the same type of situational experience. If you're trying to connect with your higher intuition, you first have to eliminate, okay, how do you stay higher? How do you stay brighter? How do you stay lighter? Right? It's by eliminating the weight. It's by eliminating the lack. So what I'm saying is that this is the weight that holds down your soul. This is the weight that holds down your purpose, your essence of who you are, is this doubt and lack, right? So even if you want to look at it, for all of us that are religious, let's say, is like this idea of sin, okay? Now, sin is seen as like going against divine law. But if you actually look at the etymology of the Greeks and the Hebrews, it meant to miss the mark. I'm more of a fan of that type of thinking because, again, in order to release the weight, you cannot miss the mark of what is meant for your soul. So a lot of us live in this doubt and lack, and it usually has to do with capabilities. There's a saying that my mother always used to say, and maybe you guys will understand what I mean. So my mom always used to say this: if you show someone that you're really bad at a task, you're probably not going to get asked to do it again, right? Because they used to say like, oh, you know, my dad didn't wash the dishes properly just so that we wouldn't ask him to wash the dishes. But it's kind of the same thing, because once you show that you are capable, there comes a level of responsibility with that, okay? Responsibility. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying that word and I'm bringing all of these items together is because if you are someone that is truly trying to unlock who you are as a person, who you are as a soul, what I will say is that you need to start stepping into your capabilities and actually taking responsibility for who and what you carry inside. Okay, because all of us are children of source. All of us are beings of source. We came to this world, or we came into this living experience with a soul purpose, right? Any one of us could have soul purposes that we're truly unaware of. And I will say this for myself: I am still in discovery of this as I go along. But I will say how I managed to get connected, stay connected, now be able to teach how to connect or to have enough understanding of how this works is by doing the work. So unfortunately, I know a lot of people don't want the responsibility of what it means to step into their own capabilities. But what I will let you know is that you start to free yourself of things of doubt and lack, and it also makes you lighter and brighter even as an existence. If you're trying to understand how to really stop doubting what you hear and what you are, your life is going to get a lot easier. You may have to do some challenging things to get there, but that's what this video is about. We're walking into 2025. Do you want to still be the same person you were last year, or do you want to be something new and undiscovered within yourself? So this idea of the word sin meaning to miss the mark is what I'm going to focus on today. So when I say doubt and lack, right? Let's say, for example, your purpose in life was to be an artist. Okay? And you may have gone to school for it, or you may have not. It might be something that you consider a hobby at this point right now, but you tend to see yourself always doing it. You would aspire to be this as a job, as a career. Now, the thing is that there are artists out there that do pursue this, but I'm just using this as an example. Let's say you work at Purolator instead, right? You push packages all day. You're not actually using any of the capabilities that are within your soul, which in you. So technically what you're doing is you're missing the mark. You're sinning against your own soul. Now, I want people to take that word sin out of the whole construct. You have to understand is that when people say you're sinning against God, technically that's not incorrect, because the thing is that if your soul has a capability, right, you were made for this. You have all of the tools and skills within you, right? And you don't utilize it. You don't bring it forth into this world. Let's say you came as a soul to experience a world as an artist, and you've done nothing of the sort to be that artist. You are sinning against God, because God made you, right? You and God are one in essence, because you are a representation of God here. And you're sinning, meaning you're missing the mark over and over again for your life's purpose and destiny. So what I will say is the two main weights to this is doubt and lack. So what I will say to you in this 2025 state of being, or moving into this 2025 state of being, is that You have to eliminate all the sin in your life, meaning all the harm you've done to yourself as a being right now. And how you do that is by looking at capabilities versus the negativities. That's why I put these words all together. Negativities, sin, evil, whatever way you want. I don't even like the word evil. I'll just stick with sin and negativity and let's say bad thought forms. Because until you can eliminate the bad thought forms from the day to day, okay? And that can begin from the minute you wake up. Right? You wake up and you think to yourself, oh, it's 7:30. Oh, I'm going to have a crap day at work today. Right? You've already set the tone. You've already set the scene. You've already set failure or lack in your way. Okay? And the reason why you feel that lack is because you're not an artist, most likely. Why do you feel lack? Because you don't feel like you're fulfilling your purpose. You loathe going into the office or you loathe pushing those packages. So right there and then, you are always going to be stuck in that negative thought space because you're not moving it in any other direction other than to keep clinging to it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And this is just an example. So the thing is that it could even happen when, let's just use it a different way, right? Let's look at it with relationships, okay? But let's say, for example, you're in a relationship that lacks luster, right? You don't find any camaraderie. You don't find the friendship. You don't find the trust. The reason why you stay with that person, just like I stayed with people, is because I thought that I lacked, right? I felt that like I wasn't worthy of finding someone that didn't have all of these qualities. That's really what it was. Let's be honest with ourselves, guys. If we were truly with the person that we idealized in our mind, right? And a lot of people will say, oh, because the dating world is small, or because, I don't have the time or money to go and date, or whatever the case may be. It's actually because we're not taking responsibility. Because the responsible thing to be is that if you are someone who truly feels like you are not getting fulfilled in your relationship, most of us will say, oh, I stay in it for the kids, or I stay in it because we've been together a long time. I stay in it. You stay in it because you are scared to live in lack. You're scared of being lonely. You're scared that you won't find anyone. And why do you think you won't find anyone? Because you doubt yourself. It all goes back to these two. Every single scenario in our lives, with work, with friends, with family. And it's by actually escaping these things like the bad relationships, escaping the bad job places, escaping the bad friends, escaping the bad family members. Everyone that brings weight to your existence, that is unnecessary if you really think about it. Everything that prohibits you from alleviating the weight in your life is not good for your soul's purpose. Because the capable one, the lighthearted one, would be the one who's telling you, right? Your higher self is the one who's telling you, uh-oh, this person's not trustworthy. Uh-oh, you feel sad. Uh-oh, you feel lonely in your own relationship. That's the higher self talking to you, right? The negative, the sinful side of you that lives with the weight keeps you there because you feel that you will not find anyone. You will not get anywhere. Lack. The cycle continues. So what I'm saying to you in this 2025 is let's focus on our capabilities, right? So let's say, for example, you are the artist and you want to pursue art, but you're not willing to move out of it completely, get your own studio, do all that. What I'm trying to say is take those little baby steps. Let's just say go buy some tools, right? Get the tools going. You need those tools to produce art, right? Let's just say you need a class or you need some skills. Right? These are all part of the capabilities. These are all part of the responsibility. Okay? Because the thing is, it's going to take you out of what you're currently doing. It's going to take you out of where you are right now. So the thing is that it's very simple. If you aren't hearing the negative thought forms, right? Let's say you were at work and your boss said, hey, I need you to learn how to do this POS system so that you could do this packages a lot faster. You wouldn't even blink an eye. You'd go take the class so that you could learn how to do the POS system because that's your job. Now imagine if your sole purpose was your job. You being happy was your job in life. That is really ultimately what it is. Don't you want to be happy? Right? Don't you think that God imparted you with a soul that has a soul purpose so that it would make you the happiest you could possibly be? That makes sense, doesn't it? Now, the thing is that you would go and run and do that class and do that for your job. You need to take responsibility in the workplace, but you don't realize it in the life example, right? So it works the same exact way. If you ever want to get higher up in work, you've got to gain more skills. It's the same with your soul purpose. So if, for example, you know that deep down inside you're always doodling and you want to be an artist, but maybe you're like, I'm not that confident, you might need to do the things that get you out of doubt and lack all the time and give yourself that platform for you to believe in yourself once again. Okay? And then, let's say, for example, you want to be a comedian, right? Same thing. Now, the reason why I say this is to you because this idea of capabilities, just like back to what I said about my dad not wanting to do dishes well. A lot of us stay in this place where we tell ourselves we don't have the capabilities. Like a lot of us, and maybe you can relate, will go to a get-together of some sort. It could be a dance event. It could be any type of event. And let's say, for example, you're not that person that goes out and does everything easily, or at least you tell yourself that, right? But how many of us will use a vice as a crutch? How many of us tell ourselves, oh no, I don't dance unless I drink. Oh no, I don't do karaoke unless I drink. Oh no, I don't do improv or comedy unless I drink, right? So the lie becomes the vice, okay? Because realistically, in order for you to even be able to do that, drunk or not, you must have had the capability. So for some reason, when we have a vice involved, all of a sudden we have these capabilities. All of a sudden my dad can wash those dishes, right? So the thing is that we have to be more honest with ourselves about what our responsibilities are, what our capabilities are. If you want to be a comedian and you don't want to give up your job, then all you have to say in 2025 is, I'm going to do my first stand-up show sometime this year. And you're already elevating forward. Okay, because you're finally getting rid of the doubt. You're finally getting rid of the lack. I don't care if it's once. I bet you if you do it once, you're going to want to do it again and again and again. Because that's how this works. When you get rid of this, sometimes doing the scariest things are what are the most exhilarating, right? So all I'm saying in this 2025 place is that if you feel like there's anything out there under the sun, relationship, family, friends, okay, or just dreams in general, just look at where your rhetoric is coming from. And start to move into the capability, start to move into the responsibility of what that is. And stop giving power to the sin, which is the doubt and the lack and the weight in your life. Stop missing the mark. Because if it was a job to be excellent and you were getting paid for it, I bet you would do it. So think about it this way. You start to move out of doubt and lack, and you're going to pay yourself in abundance. Abundance of self is better than money, I would say. But not just that, it may even bring you to money. Because the thing is that if you're doing your soul's purpose and you love it, right? And you're actually working in this capable space, for the first time, you're not missing the mark. You're not sitting on your soul anymore. You're freer, you're brighter. Money will gravitate towards you because you're doing what you love. So that's all I want to say. Let's move into 2025. Take those little baby steps, because this, moving out of lack and doubt, is how you build that connection to your higher self, because your higher self knows that you want to play ball. The higher self knows that you're listening. Your higher self was the one that told you about all these red flags, right? That you negated, that you ignored. Now, the thing is that when you start to listen and do the steps, that comes later, because the higher self, once they see that you're actually gravitating towards not missing the mark, they'll be showing you how to get to the mark. That's the only difference, because they have to see that you're, the best way I could put it is a player in the game. Like you're actually, put on your gear and you're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work and gravitate towards the things in this year that are best for me. And there's no shame in that, because if this was a job, if life was a job, you'd want to be the best at it. So why not all of us work together on this mission? And that's all I want to say. Have a wonderful, wonderful celebration. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. I want to hear back from many of you in 2025. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Love you lots.